Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey guys, welcome back to Darunnajah official. How are you today? I hope your life is as good as my life. So today we're having a podcast with an episode Western culture and widespread influence. My name is Fadlan, your host today, and I won't be alone because I'm with my guest Izzy.
Hi Fadlan, how yours life? Long time no see.
My life is kinda good, mate. Hey, I'm already looking forward for our topic today, and it's the Western culture and widespread influence.
Really? That's cool though. So, how do we start this topic, Fadlan?
So, when we talk about the Western culture, you often think about your country like Canada or United States, right?
Yes.
But at this point, I just want to ask you one thing. What is exactly Western culture?
So it's a great question, Fadlan. So when we talk about Western culture, we often think their countries, like what you said earlier. But it basically Western culture is European culture that has spread it to North America, basically United States. So the individualism, democracy, the capitalism, and the notion of personal freedom. So the Western value has just spread too.
Right, Izzy? This time you can see, right? But this culture is not just in North America anymore. But this European culture has spread in almost every in single country in the world. So it's not just about the American or European thing anymore. Even our culture in Indonesia has spread in almost every country and affecting especially in Asia. But anyway, can you tell me how is this culture being spread, especially in our nation?
So in the past, these cultures have spread through the colonialism of the foreign country that colonized our country, like Dutch, Japanese, Spanish, Portuguese, and the United Kingdom. But at the present time, these cultures have spread through the internet, especially social media, like Instagram, TikTok, or the other app. And some of these are the effect of globalization.
So that's how. But do you think this globalization only have the positive effects or there are some negative effects too?
Of course, there are negative effects too, but we need to know. At one side, Western cultures has led many changes, especially in technology, right? How we communicate, work, and even learn. Social media is the application that started at the West that had connecting to billions of people. But at one side too, we must know that Western cultures has can be blended with the local cultures like in Asia, Africa, or the other continent.
That's the good one. But just like the food, like McDonald's.
Yeah.
At the first time, this restaurant only exists at the United States. But look at these days. This restaurant is now exists in almost every single city in the world. Not just the food, the fashion too. Just like the denim jeans or the Converse shoes had overtaken our traditional clothing. So it's just losing our heritage. What are your thoughts about this?
About this, I think it's right, Fadlan. As we know, our country, Indonesia, is rich of traditional foods and clothing. But the younger generation now is just more onto the Western culture than the local culture. So we're losing our heritage. But sometimes we don't realize that our culture is being trend too at the Western country. That's exactly what happened in our country, right? But we do have to ask ourselves, what happened to our cultural identity?
That's good. And you know, among the negative effects, there are a lot of positive effects that we can take. Just like the idea of democracy, freedom of speech, or the modern society in a powerful ways. These values are often associated with the Western culture. But we also need to know that we can't accept with foreign culture, they came to our nation. Because there are a lot of foreign culture that are incompatible with our ideology in Indonesia. Just like the Western fashion or the nightlife in Japan. So that's why Pancasila has a very important role in selecting every culture that came to our nation.
Yes, and that's true. There's many of these values we hold dear in Islam, just like justice, equality, and fairness. That's interesting. While Western culture has had a great influence, and we can also see the local culture is blending with the Western ideals, creating something new and exciting. For the example, is the K-pop. Man, just Western pop music blending with the Korean elements. There's a massive worldwide and following, even in the West. For example, Have you ever heard this music?
Exactly, mate. That's a great acculturation. Many people like that song, not just the economic mixer. We have something like that too. Have you ever heard this music?
Yes, I ever heard this song. But where's the acculturation?
Here's the part. It's an example that Western culture doesn't just give outside influence, but also adapt and innovate, just like movies, where Hollywood movies are being popular worldwide. And however, we also need to realize that culture is always evolving. And there's a good Western movie that contains a lot of foreign culture in it. And Indonesia was there too. Have you know this music, the movie?
I don't think so. What is it?
The title of the movie is John Wick. In the one of the series, there is our culture, and this Pencaksilat that was wrote by Cecep Arif Rahman and Yayan Rohian. Let me show you the clip.
Senang bertemu Anda, Mr. Wick. Bangga bertarung dengan Anda, Mr. Wick.
Not just Indonesian culture, another culture like Japanese, European, and Western was there too. This is a great impact of globalization, right?
Yes, and that what make our world so interesting, right? While the Western culture has played a role in the modern life, we also see it's also influenced with the other cultures, like the pop music and the West. Even in the food, the cuisines are becoming more popular. The traditional Western flavors mixing with the local cultures, like like the flavors of Asia, Middle East, and Africa. It's make a great recipes that according to the acculturation, and that's a great impact of the globalization. For example, do you know this food?
Yes, I know it.
How about this one?
Hey, this one a favorite dish?
Many people doesn't realize that fusion of these foods makes a great delicious dish, which is liked by a lot of people, especially the girls.
Really? What kind of dish would be?
This.
Hey, I didn't realize that. That's one of favorite dish too. Who would have thought about that? It's just a fried chicken and got crushed just like ayam penyet and covered with Indonesian authentic sambal that turns the boring fried chicken into a brilliant dish.
And there's a great impact of globalization, not just comes as pure culture, but also blend into our culture too.
Absolutely easy. This is the beauty of globalization and cultural exchange. It's not about replacing another culture, but it's about blending and learning from each other. However, it's crucial that we don't lose sight of who we are. We must celebrating our own tradition, and
Yes.
every culture has something valuable to contribute.
Yes. And that's a great point, just like at Darunnajah. We, as a Muslim students, we believe of the value of knowledge and how we understanding from our cultures, how we can enrich our own traditions, and maybe at the end, we make it balanced. Western culture with all its influence, man, we must know how to keep our identity in our nation, right? And maybe we had a great conclusion of this topic.
You're right. And the point is, we can follow the trend of foreign culture, but we can't forget with our culture too. Just take the good thing and leave the bad thing. As long as the foreign culture doesn't give the bad impact to our nation, we can take it. So
Yes.
guys, I think we're at the end of our topic today. It's deeply regret that we're at the end of a video. So don't forget to subscribe to Darunnajah Official to get another great educating video from us.
Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoying listening our podcast today. Leave your comments about your thought about this topic, and maybe that's all from us. See you next time and good luck in our life.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.